Hello, fellow comic book lovers, collectors, and aficionados. Vin Crew here with my weekly bitch, my back issue comic haul. And, yeah, just got a lot of stuff here to get through, so let's get cracking. My background for this week is this. I just picked this up. I bought it for $7. I don't know. Maybe I thought it was a pretty good deal. This is the, Power Records, Superman. This is from 1975, and it is a Neil Adams cover. So, even the back is Neil Adams on it. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as a, background. The album is in there. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't know. Big Neil Adams guy. So thought that was pretty cool. $7. I've wasted $7 on worse stuff than that. All right, let's get on to the obligatory hot books, new movie and TV news stuff. So, all right, here's one that surfaced, I don't know, about a month ago, maybe a couple months ago, but it took me a little while to find this book. I'd been looking for it for a while, actually. This is Rust, and it's don't get this confused with, there's a Rust that's put out by Now Comics. I picked one of those up about a year ago thinking this is the one I want. That was the one I wanted, but this is the one you want. This is actually the embossed cover of it. You can see it kind of reflects there. And this is limited to 500, I think. It's a special limited edition. But what makes this book desirable, and it's just coming to fruition now, is that this actually, and once again, I don't hate me, it's whatever the public deems is what it is. So this actually has the first appearance of Spawn in any form of comics. So people are starting to get want this book. Like I said, I've known about this for about a year now. So it predates this Malibu Sun 13 by a month. And then speaking of Spawn, a little bit of news with that. There's my Spawn #1 and my 3D Mocha. Still looking for my black and white. Maybe someday I'll be able to find that. But they are in serious discussions about a new movie with Spawn, and apparently Jamie Foxx, yes, Mr. Electro himself, and Ray is looking at being the lead character for for the movie. I don't know. Interesting. You tell me. All right. Deathbolt is announced that he will be in an upcoming episode of Arrow. Deathbolt, his appearance is in this book right here. It's All-Star Squadron 21. Love this series to begin with. Kind of nice to see it get some recognition. All right. And another one. If you watch the season premiere of The Walking Dead, no, excuse me. I'm sorry. I've got this changed around. Excuse me here. You watched the season premiere. You saw where they were in the deserted area there, and where Tyrese, something happened to him. Won't delve into that, but you found Glenn picked up a baseball bat. So people are speculating that Negan, is that how you pronounce it, is finally going to make an appearance, and his appearance is in 100. So they're saying the book to get is the second print and the chromium. Here's the chromium. I don't believe I have the second print. All right, so now the current episode is they are suspecting that the Whispers are coming. Whispers, I don't know. And they made their appearance here in 130. I own very little Walking Dead books, so it's nice to see that a couple of them that I own actually might have some interest in them. All right, so read on. I want to say it was Comic Scalper or Comics Heating Up. They always, both those sites are really informative. They do a great job. But they did a listing of some of the books you might want to be aware of for the Gotham show, and nice little list. So I'm going to run over some of them here. Here's Detective Carlos Alvarez made his first appearance in this book right here. Catwoman 4 out of the New 52 series. All right. Detective Comics 742 is the first appearance of Crispus Allen, who's Renee Montoya's partner in the series. All right. 331, The Electrocutioner, made his first appearance here. I believe this is Jack Buckninski or something like that is how you pronounce it. Apparently going to make an appearance, or did make an appearance, I don't know. And then this one I know is coming up in an appearance, and that is in Batman 535. It's the Ogre who makes his appearance, and there's two versions. I believe this is the glow-in-the-dark one. Yeah, this is the glow-in-the-dark one, and then this is the standard version. So, and then lastly, I've shown this before, but this is Detective 457, which is the first appearance of Leslie Tompkins, who is the love interest of Detective Gordon. And speaking of the actress that plays this young lady, she was just cast as, people are suspecting it's going to be this person right here, Copycat. It could be Domino, but people are betting more on Copycat as the love interest for the upcoming Deadpool movie. And so this is her first appearance. She's as Domino in this. New Mutants 98, but the first time she actually shows up as Copycat is in X-Force 19. So those are some books you might want to be on the lookout for. And then also another person that was cast was another character was Angel Dust, who made her first appearance here in Morlocks #1. Might want to be on the lookout for that one if you can find it cheap. And then there was an article, I can't remember who wrote it, but it was interesting, and they went over a laundry list of the characters that have either been cast, like I just mentioned, or were in the original script. Somehow they got names off the original script. So I'm going to touch on these. You can do with them what you want. The first one is Patch, who is Deadpool's broker, makes his first appearance in Deadpool #1. Also in this book is Blind Al, who makes his first appearance in this book, Deadpool 1, who is his first buddy, is his roommate. It's not his buddy, his roommate, excuse me. But speaking of buddies, Weasel is another person that was in the original script. Some people say that his first appearance is in this book right here, Circle Chase #1. However, it is not. It is this book right here, Cable #3. Okay? All right. The villain that was in the script is Ajax, who makes his first appearance right here in Deadpool 14. All right? And then Sluggo, another villain, made his first appearance here in X-Force 22, Sluggo. And lastly, Garrison Kane, the other villain, makes his appearance here in X-Force 2. All right? So hope that clarifies some things, that sort of a thing. So once again, I'm not a speculator. I'm not a prognosticator. I am not any of that. All I do is I just read websites, glean the information, pass it along to you. You guys can choose to do with it what you want. All right. My last bitch I mentioned some of the hot Spider-Man books, and a couple of books that I got some responses from and PMs on was this book right here. They say that please forgive me, I did neglect this book, is to mention this book right here, Ultimate Fallout #4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. I think it's a long shot that he's going to show up in the movie. Could be. I don't know. We'll see. And here is the second print of that, and another second printing of that. I don't know why there's two different covers of that, but second printing of those. And then lastly, here's the 1 in 25 Dejuric variant that I just traded one to Clouded Journey. All right, so then the other one I had some questions and comments about was Amazing Spider-Man 529. They were confused on the direct and newsstand and second print and third print, that sort of thing. So I'm going to try to do this again. Here is the newsstand. You can see, hopefully, that there is no direct stamp on there, and it sells for $2.99 on the UPC. All right. This is the direct edition. This sells for $2.50. This seems to be the one that is easier to find. Here is the second print, which is exactly the same cover. However, it says second printing variant up here, or just second printing right there, okay? And then the one that has the different cover is this one right here. This is the third printing, all right, which has a different version of the iron armor, the iron spider armor, whatever they call it. So, all right, hope that makes some sense there. Okay, all right. Let's move on to the first. Well, no, let's do this. Did some trades with some fellow YouTubers. All right, and the first one I did was with Tom Ryan. Sorry, just trying to get the books out. Got Challengers 57 from him and 61. All right, Rocket Raccoon number 6, number 5, number 3, and Suicide Squad number 24 out of the original series. Nova. Iron Man Nova 17 with Darkhawk on the cover. Lobo's Back number 4. Batman and the Toyman number 2 out of 4. Secret Avengers 21.1. And the Batman Chronicles, I like that cover. I don't know why, it just cracks me up. And the book I was the happiest to get is Iron Man, The What If, Demon in the Armor. This is part 1 of the What If Venom Possessed Deadpool. So I now have 3 out of the 4 of those. Still looking for the Wolverine one. If anyone has one of those, let me know. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate these books. Also did a trade with Cosmo Bosco 7 up in Canada up there. And I got Guardians of the Galaxy number 4 and number 6 to help me fill that run. And the book I am so flippin' happy to have in my collection, and thank you so much for this, is Rachel Rising number 1, first print. This is in beautiful condition. It isn't a top loader, that's why it's the way it is. But all right, so thank you for that, guys. And your books, Tom and Rich and Steve, should hopefully be going out tomorrow if I can. I know my kid's sick, the 5-year-old. I'm trying to see if my wife will take me to the post office. If not, I apologize. It might be next week if I can't get if the kid's really sick. So family does come first, but I will get your books out. They are all wrapped up. All right, so got a package today from my really good friend Evan Leahy. And we always just kind of swap books back and forth and that sort of a thing. So got these today. This is the pocket books. He knows I collect these. This is Captain America. I'm not sure what, that's just a 1 volume or what it is. And then I also got the Incredible Hulk. Love these pocket books, so very happy about that. Got a couple of Black Panthers. The number 3, it was Shuri on the cover, and number 6 was Shuri on the cover. And I also got a whole bunch of books for my kids, so thank you for that, Evan. I think you are now you're gonna be their new best friend. There's like 5 or 6 books here, so that's really cool. They love the Agents of Smash, so like I said, you're gonna be their new best friend. This is the variant to the current Avengers. This is number 16. I need this one. It's the connecting cover. How he knew I needed that one is beyond me. And then the book I'm the happiest with, I love my Phantom variants, and which is number 2 Phantom variant. So thank you so much, Evan, for that. Thank you so much, Tom and Cosmo. I will try to put, I can't put links, but I will put your names onto the comments. So, all right. So let's move on to the Undervalued book. The first one I would like to talk about is not this book, but it does have to pertain to this book. This is New Mutants 87. The book I want to, and this people are gravitating, it's always been somewhat popular, is This is they claim to be the first adult appearance of Cable, first full appearance of the adult Cable. This is the book I want to talk about, New Mutants 86. Now, this is the first appearance of the adult Cable. It's more of a cameo, but it's definitely in this book. And it's kind of weird. It seems like about 40% of the people that collect books are not aware that this is his first cameo. So, and when you look back at some of the older Wizards in the 90s, now granted, things have changed. I'm always going to say that, but there was a time where a couple of months, the 1 and 2 hottest books in Wizards top 10 was Uncanny X-Men 201 and this book right here. So Cable was hot, and he still has a pretty good following. And you know darn well that Deadpool movie is going to be a success, or at least it is in my opinion. Maybe that's more hope than anything, but they're bringing in some good people to do that. I'm still thinking Ryan Reynolds will do a good job on that. So if that's the case, you know that X-Force is going to come probably next. If not, this one is going to come Cable. So he's just too hot of a property, I think, to be let alone. So that is a book I think you should put on your radar. All right. So let's get on to the books I actually purchased for the last week here. All right. Picked up Wonder Woman 274. I featured this 275 in my last bitch. This is the actual first appearance of the second Cheetah. Okay. And speaking of that, I was able to pick up the first Silver Age appearance of the Golden Age Cheetah. Her first appearance is in Wonder Woman 6, I think, 6 or 8. This is her 4th appearance, and it's her first Silver Age. There's no way in heck I'm affording any of those Golden Age Supergirl, Wonder Woman. So, all right. Picked up 3 Supermans out of the series 2, 62, 19, and 3. The reason I picked those up is I have now finished my Superman Volume 2. It's 200 and some issues, so I've got that complete now. Very happy about that. Speaking of that, I picked up Tales of the Teen Titans. Believe it or not, picked up 4 of those. Picked up 91, 89, 86, and 83. This now completes my new Teen Titans run. Now, granted, I know these are reprints. Don't jump on me, but I do like to complete my runs. So, trust me, these, if you collect these higher numbers are not that easy to find in the wild. If you don't believe me, just look. Oh, and speaking of that 86, that New Mutants 86, speaking of trying to find it, that's another point I was going to bring up. Try to find that book in the wild. When you're in the comic stores, I almost find more 87s than I do 86s. You know, it's just weird. All right. Picked up Prez #1. Believe it or not, since they're rebooting and they're going to start a Prez run, I highly doubt it's going to survive very long, but who knows? So I grabbed it for $2. This one, I need to give a shout out to Mueller. I love that channel, by the way. This guy really knows his stuff. If you haven't checked him out, I would strongly suggest picking him up. He gets kind of overshadowed a little bit by some of you SoCal people out there, but he just featured this in his latest video. This is apparently the first appearance of the Heat vision of Superman, okay? Or Superboy, whatever you want to say. This predates the Superman or the action one that was brought up about a year or so ago. So, all right. So thank you so much for that, Mueller. I appreciate it. This one is Shadow in Light #1. This is apparently the first mention or the first appearance of the Red Room, which is the training facility of the Black Widow. So it's featured prominently on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Agent Carter, excuse me. All right, this book, very happy to... Well, I'm going to come back to this one. All right. Picked up World's Finest 252. The reason I'm suggesting this book, or I was happy to find this book and makes it interesting, is this is the original origin of the original Poison Ivy. All right. So if you're into origin issues or early that sort of a thing, check out this. We all know Poison Ivy is very, very popular character, so I would not sleep on that book. All right, picked up Captain Atom 42. This is the first appearance in DC continuity of Death. That book's just been eluding me for a little while. Picked up Atom 26. We all know this is the first appearance of the bug-eyed burglar or something like that. But this is she's going to be in the Flash. I believe it's Flash. And it's going to be played by the girl who played Beth in The Walking Dead. So who knows? That might be interesting. All right. Let's see what else we picked up here. Picked up Weird War Tales number 64. The reason this book is interesting and sought after is that this is the first Frank Miller work in DC. So if you're a big Frank Miller fan, I'm looking for John Carter number 18, which is Miller's first work in Marvel, I believe. So, but this is his first work in DC. This book, happy to find finally. G.I. Joe 150. This completes my G.I. Joe Volume 1 in the Marvel, so I now have that done, all 155 issues. That was not the easiest series to complete. Picked up another Dark Hawk number 1. The only reason I picked it up is it's a newsstand. All right. Picked up Coyote number 11, another one. I paid $0.25 for that book. This is the first work of Todd McFarlane. So, all right. Picked up, let's see what else. This book, very happy to find. Incredible Hulk 92, the second print variant. I mentioned this in a couple of my videos back. This second print is hard to find, and it's selling for about $30 on eBay right now. So if you can find that book, I'd strongly suggest picking it up. All right. This book I'd been searching for a while. This is Tales of Asgard. It was actually supposed to be a series. It's done by Jack Kirby. It ended up being a one-shot. The reason it was a one-shot is that Kirby was working on this book, and he was persuaded to go over to DC at this point. What makes this significant or interesting is that if Kirby would have stayed with Marvel, this would have been the book that he would have introduced the fourth world in, not Jimmy Olsen 133, 135, 133 or 135, I can't remember, but the fourth world would have took place in this book here, this series here, Tales of Asgard. So Darkseid would have been a little bit different in a Marvel world, I think. So very happy to have that book in my collection. All right, found some Michael Turner stuff, big Turner fan, along with a lot of other people. Tomb Raider number 1 and Tomb Raider number 9. And then speaking of Michael Turner, this is the only autograph book I ever bought simply because of the autograph, and I didn't wait in a line or anything like that. But this is G.I. Joe, the Real American Hero. This is number 33. This is the graham cracker foil variant. However, I don't know if you can tell right there. There's his signature, and there is a certificate of authenticity from Graham Crackers itself. This is limited to 200. I paid $15 for that book. Super happy to have that in my collection. As we know, it's near impossible to get Michael Turner autographs. Picked up Tales of Suspense 60. This is the second appearance of Hawkeye. He's right there. So very happy to have that. Still looking for a 57. Maybe someday I'll get that. Paid $10. I paid, $12 for that book right there. This book right here, Justice League of America 29. This is the first appearance of the Crime Syndicate. It's third appearance, I believe, of the Justice Society JLA crossover. Third time that's happened. 21 and 22 were the first ones. So very, very, very happy to have this book. And this book is gorgeous. I only paid $10 for it. This book is a very, very high quality book. All right. So want to wrap this up now, and I want to do my last undervalued book. I did kind of modern stuff this time around, so I don't know. And I'm always off my rocker on these things. Once again, I'm not a speculator. I'm not prognosticator. I'm nothing. This is a great opportunity for me to showcase some of my books that I've had in my collection for quite some time, and I think could show some value increase down the road. And the book I want to start with this one. It's Amazing Spider-Man 654. It's the first appearance of Agent Venom. However, the book I want to mention is this book right here, 654.1, which is a very it was one of those .1 books, and people did not pick up .1 books typically. The drop off to the .1s versus the regular issue was significant. So the numbers of these are very limited compared to the 654. And I just think that Agent Venom has some real possibilities. I mean, Venom is a hugely popular character, and to put him kind of on the good side of things is I think could have some real possibilities, especially now that Sony and Marvel are kind of teaming up on things. Maybe they'll do a better job and explore some different aspects and that sort of a thing. So, and not only that, but if they ever do a Thunderbolts series, you know darn well that Agent Venom would probably be in that too. So I would look for Amazing Spider-Man 654.1. All right, so that, I believe, is it. So this is Vin Cruz signing off, saying thank you so much for watching, and take care.